Our very first speaker is Georgia's Attorney General, Chris Carr. He's a leader in the fight against human trafficking. He's been defending the Constitution, and it's so nice to say this. He's been defending the Constitution and standing up to Georgia for the last 4 years against the former Biden administration. So nice to say that. He's defended the heartbeat law at every step of the way. Thank you so much, Mr. Attorney General. Please join me in welcoming Georgia's Attorney General, Chris Carr.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is wonderful to be here. Mac, thank you so much. And Ralph, as a fellow recipient of the White Rose, that's a big deal. And I encourage everybody to learn the history of the White Rose Society, which goes back to the 1940s. And when Rabbi Berg and Linda gave me mine, it's a very emotional moment. My friend Anat, the Consul General from Israel, is here. And as she knows, we in Georgia have the state of Israel's back unwaveringly. There's a lot of great speakers, but my friend Daniel Cameron is here. Daniel was Attorney General in Kentucky, and he and I were in that fight against the Biden administration's overreach, and we kept on winning. Daniel, it is great to have you here. This guy's a fighter. You're going to love to hear from him. Now, round of applause. Round of applause for him. I know time is short, but the fact y'all came here means the world. Let me start with a story. Not long ago, I was invited back to my alma mater, the Marist School, to talk to a religion class. And I was talking to some juniors and some seniors. And when it came to Q&A, one of the juniors raised her hand, and she said, "All right, Attorney General, you're a lifelong Catholic, but you're in politics, and you got to get elected. So you can't offend anybody. So how do you separate your faith from your job?" And without thinking, I just said, I pray every day to God that I don't separate my faith from my job. Because when we take God out of it, that's when the problems start. And by your round of applause, I suspected you feel the same way too. That's why you are here. You believe that in your life, and you believe it in politics. Why would we take our faith out of being elected officials, being in public life, being in politics, or talking about policy? You are here supporting an organization that is called Faith and Freedom, not Faith or Freedom. That's why y'all are here. And like you, I have a secular job. My job is to defend the Constitution of the United States, Constitution and laws of the state of Georgia, and to represent the people of this state. But I wake up every day and I pray that I also do God's will. And that is why one particular principle really guides me, and that is the belief in the dignity, the value, and the worth of every human being. And it starts with defending life. Now, that to me is a constitutional, it's a legal, spiritual, and moral issue. But since we're here to talk politics, let's go back to what the Founding Fathers said in the Declaration of Independence. We are endowed by our Creator with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And my friends, they put it in that order for a reason. You cannot pursue happiness if you don't have liberty. And you don't have liberty if you don't have life. That's why it's the pinnacle, and that's why I defend life. And when I say that, I also mean the unborn. I believe the unborn are the most vulnerable, and they deserve to be defended as well, and that's why I proudly do it. In addition, you are here because you are people of faith. The First Amendment defends and protects that right and guarantees that right. Now, oftentimes you talk about the First Amendment, folks talk about the Establishment Clause, and that's important. We can't establish one religion. I am supported 100%. But we oftentimes forget the second clause, the free exercise of religion. I fundamentally believe in your right to freely exercise your religion as you see fit. And Daniel and I stood up many, many times. We defended coaches that simply wanted to take a knee at the 50-yard line after the game was over and got fired. We defended the right to put a cross up at a veterans memorial and other memorials, and we've defended others. We believe that the legislature and your county commission have a right to pray at the beginning. This is a fundamental right, but if we do not stand up for it, it will be eroded, and I am proud that we have done it. And finally, I am so proud that we believe in this state that you stand up for the most vulnerable in our society. The governor and the legislature, and there are many legislators that are here, have given us the right to defend and go after human traffickers, defending human trafficking victims. We go after violent criminals and gang activity and organized retail crime. And why is that important? Who are the most vulnerable to human trafficking? Lower income, racially diverse, immigrant populations. Who's most vulnerable to violent crime? Lower income, racially diverse, and immigrant populations. And when the CVS closes or the Walgreens, because prosecutors won't prosecute, which communities are most often impacted? Lower income, racially diverse, immigrant populations. And who's the cavalry that's coming? We conservatives and we Republicans, and we should be proud of it. So I'm going to end. There you go, round of applause. I'm going to end where I began. We can never take our faith out of our public life. And I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for being people of faith. Thank you for being people that love freedom. And let's make sure we keep this state the #1 state in which to live, work, worship, and raise a family. God bless y'all.